I'm talking about VMS, one thing is to have control of the goods, but we have put it, I would say, from comparing with, let's say, potential competitors, I would say that we have a state-of-the-art system. And not only that, how we are working with the unit loads, as we call it, or pallets, to use maybe an easier word, where we have put, let's say, lots of algorithms. So all the intelligence that is in VMS, and we don't care so much what kind of product it is, if it's a sofa, or if it's a mattresses, or if it's porcelain, or chair, or table. That doesn't matter. We look at the attribute of the unit load, the size, the weight, and the frequency, if it's a high runner, low runner, medium runner, etc., etc. And all these prerequisites, all this data is done in the system, and we could change that because a high runner could be in a few months a low runner and all these things. Why is that important? The size of the warehouse is close to 60,000 square meters, so I would consider that to be quite a big one of the biggest in Romania. We as a service provider, we are handling, dispatching, loading approximately 1.5 million cubic meter furniture to IKEA each year. And that is approximately the same when you talk about pallets or unit loads. The frequency, the turnover of the warehouse is close to 25 times per year. So it's a lot of in, out, in, out, in, out. So the goods are not supposed to store here more than, let's say, 1 or 2 weeks in maximum. In order to achieve that, we need to have efficient put-away mission and efficient pick mission. How is that accomplished? Yeah, together with Point Logistic, we decided that this 60,000 square meters needs to be divided in smaller pieces. You could say from a VMS perspective, the warehouse consists actually of 4 warehouses. Each quarter is a copy of the other quarter. So when we put away the pallets, we are putting away the pallets evenly. So it's not that in this row we always have sofas. No, there could be a mix of various products. And at this moment, 600 SKUs, something like that, that are evenly stored in the warehouse. So we could achieve an efficient pick mission. The number of, let's say, unit load per truck could differ, of course, depending on destination, depending on order volumes and these kind of things. But on average, 57, 58 unit loads per truck. Like a little bit data, I'm a little bit fixed on that, obsessed. So I made a calculation actually. And last year we spent like distances with the forklift. That is from Baia Mare in Romania to the south part of Sweden 2 times. That is quite a number of kilometers to cover. And if we could decrease that with 10%, that will have dramatically changes when it comes to efficiency. So even if we have all these attributes per unit load and these kind of things, we need to work with this all the time. And this is what we could do in the administration, let's say module in Plus. So we could change actually prerequisite for different unit loads, depending on volume up and down and these kind of things. And that is done internally with a colleague of mine. And that is the same when we implement, let's say, a new supplier. There are a few KPIs that are really, really important for us. One, depending on who you're talking to in IKEA, is OTD, on-time delivery. That means that from, let's say, when the order is requested from IKEA, when it should be dispatched versus when we actually dispatch it. We have now a goal that is 95%. So 95% of the cases, everything should be dispatched according to what IKEA have requested. And why is it not 100%? Yeah, there will always be situations where we could end up in maybe lack of stock due to various reasons, not so common today, but still. And the other things could be that we don't have enough order volume to fill a full truck. And that links us to the next KPI, and that is equipment utilization, meaning you should fill a truck as much as possible. Many years ago, when I started here, I'm not sure that we even could measure equipment utilization, to be honest. Of course, IKEA could measure it, but then we couldn't be proactive to work with, let's say, improvement when it comes to equipment utilization.